everyone, and this is a channel where I talk mostly about my knitting and spinning and the crafting that I'm doing, mostly dealing with the fiber arts, and some of the share a little about our farm, Skybrook Farm here in Moxville, North Carolina, where we raise sheep, mostly Shetland and Romney sheep, and we have some bees. And I talk about my family, but I share a little piece of that, which I don't know. It's always iffy, right, to share much about your family, not that you may or may not be interested in, but anyway, their privacy and how that goes. But anyway, um, it's been a while since I recorded last, and with the holidays and everything, I just didn't have a chance to record and or have much time to really knit anything. I mean, I did. I say that and I was like, oh, I did get more done than I thought I would get done. But I plan on doing a winter making video, which I did not get to, or I guess I said fall, so now it'll be like a winter video combined with like a projects. So yeah, so I thought I'd share a couple of things with you and just say hello and see how you're doing. Um, just to start things off, this is my finished sweater, the Drama. Sorry, I hit the microphone. I This is my finished Drama sweater, which I love. I'll put in some footage. If not this time, maybe I'll show next time about after it's blocked. Um, I know I probably shouldn't wear it before it's blocked, and I haven't quite. I have like the ends to weave in. There's like two that are over here by the neck somewhere, but anyway, it is finished. I love it, and but the only bad thing is it's too warm really to wear inside. So I'm recording outside so I can actually wear it. And I know we had a fire the other night, so I was wearing it around there. So it's just very warm. It's the yarn that I used was our Romney wool. It's a Romney and merino blend, 75% Romney, 25% merino, which makes up, I don't know if that'll come out, but like that nice heathering. And I use the same for the band there. Hopefully that'll come into focus. But and in different colors. See, there's one of those ends that aren't tied in, but it's our wool. It has a very rustic feel. It's very thick and sturdy. I don't imagine there'll be much pilling at all because it's a long wool breed and they just wear so well. So I imagine I'll have this for a very long time. And I just love that they're from our sheep. This is like Mitt and Aria that were sheep that used to be on the farm. And then a couple of the other ones are Carson, Hazel, and Molly are in there. And then this darker fleece is Dora. I don't know if I went into that before in the video, but maybe I'll do like one final one. It's not, it's perfectly fine with the shirt underneath it. I can't wear this without, no, that I can't, I don't like to wear it the few times that I have worn it without a shirt underneath it. But I have a long sleeve t-shirt underneath this and it just feels perfect. And I think it's like 40 something today and it feels great. So it just came out wonderfully. I did size it down one. I think the finished bust size is like a 42. I have to double check the numbers. I think I either made the third or fourth size, which is either 42 or 44. I want to say it was 42. And I sized it down to fit me after I lost the baby weight. So I think it'll fit much better coming up. Not that we have to harp on that and all, but anyway, such is life. The other franchise I have is these socks. Aren't you so proud of me? You'll be so proud. I have two socks, and this was that hand spun yarn they did that was Three Waters Farm, and I can't remember off the top of my head if it was a Falkland base. I'm pretty sure it's Polworth and Silk is the brace. And I hand spun these and made two. The yarn was very, very annoying. Like we talked about before. We kept kinking up and coiling. So I'm glad this is finally just off the needles. And just to recap, I talked about this in the very first episode quite a bit. It's the yarn itself was spun. It was my first time spinning for socks. And all I did was I took a 4-ounce braid and did a 3-ply fractal, which is where you split it into thirds, and then one is spun essentially end to end. Once one of those splits, the next split is set into, like, let's say 3 sections, and the third little main piece would be in like tiny little strips, like at least 6 or 8, depending on how quickly you want the color changes to be, to progressions to be in your color. And so the only thing I would change, even though I like the way these came out, is that when I split the socks, I did split them into thirds, and I should have split them into those. It's in one very long strip. I should have split it again, so that way the socks would be the same. Instead of, this really goes from a progression of the colorway from like end to end here, like this kind of is where it would go. and which is fine. I think they're lovely, and I haven't worn them because I wanted to save them for the video. So I wouldn't peel the bottoms off, but I did try them on, and they fit beautifully. And yeah, I'm super happy with these. They're coming. They came out. I did have a little bit of yarn left over, which I just got. I didn't know. I mentioned this also before, not to, going on about it, but I've never done a sock that had this much one by one ribbing, and I was afraid they'd either get too tight and not cinch up here at the top, so I just cut it off. I just did this much ribbing and then quit, because it's just a vanilla sock pattern as far as I remember, and then I did the shadow wrap heel, and yeah, just a very basic, simple sock. Hopefully, get a lot of wear here in the winter. What's left. The next thing I was working on that I showed you before was my ranunculus, and I still am just in love with this pattern. And I did the modifications that I made was I didn't want a loose, open, airy sweater. I wanted more of a tight knit sweater, but it's still lighter. It's a DK. I did it in DK weight and size 6 needles when she calls for a 10 to give you an open, loose gauge. So I size down, or not size down, I just gauge down. And so everything is 2 patterned. Like for every size, it is 2 patterned through the yoke. All I did was I added a few extra raglan stitches here at the bottom to get the yoke depth that I wanted to fit, to make the adjustment for the needle size that I went down to. And that's it. So now it's just smooth sailing now through the stockinette through the body, and I think it's just coming along nicely. I like this. The yarn again was that Knit Picks. I hope it's coming up okay. Is that Knit Picks DK Gloss, which was, I think it was like 70% merino and 30% silk, and I really love it. There's a very slight so this is just stuff from the project bag, but very slight haloing. I don't even know if you can see that if I turn it sideways. It's just very, very soft. It's like starting to, I don't know, pill or fluff. Maybe they'll come out in the first wash, but no, I don't work enough with, I really don't really work with merino very often, so I'm not really sure how it'll wear, but I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be good no matter what. And I love this color. I was hoping to have this done by Christmas, but then I don't know, my husband and I's running joke is always that at my in-laws' house, it's beautiful and wonderful, and they host every year, but it's so hot. So I'm like, well, there's no point visiting, because I wouldn't wear it there anyway. I would just burn up over there for Christmas. So he always says he's going to wear shorts every year. I might take that out. Anyway, I love that yarn. I was hoping to have it done by Christmas, and obviously that's not done. And yeah, I can't wait to try that on here soon. The last work in progress I have, I showed you as like a sneak peek before. So this is the Kintra sweater by the Creabea, Rebecca Clow. And this is a test knit for her. And it was meant to be as like an advent calendar yarn, like a way to use an advent yarn package. I'm not saying that right, but the idea was like you get like 24 colors, or you can use up to 24 colors if you wanted to use this as one of those a way to make a sweater out of the advent box, or at least the yoke. You would have the option of using 24 colors in the yoke. I chose 12. A lot of them were the sock yarns that I had from that Westminster Spinners yarn, I think is the name of it, for a lot of the sock yarns. And then I used my hand spun each of the 2 skeins that I had left, little balls that were a little bit left, because each of these rows, I was trying to do my calculations for yardage for her. Each row up and through here only takes like 7 feet of yarn to go around through here. So you can use like scraps of yarn, which is what makes this so beautiful. I mean, just to have like a scrappy sweater, but use it the projects or have those mini skein sets. So I used up a lot of the other yarns, and yeah, I'm just loving the way the colors are working out. So I have to calculate. I still have obviously the majority of the sweater still to knit. I have a lot of the body to go, and then both sleeves. I'm thinking about doing this like corrugated ribbing or color work down at the bottom, like kind of like this. I really love this sleeve, this little decoration. You can't really see it on here because these colors are so subtle, but this obviously would not be so subtle. So I thought about picking up maybe like the pink, orange, brown, white and blue maybe for both of the cuffs, not doing it around the waist, but just the cuffs maybe. I don't know. I might add it and just see. And maybe not do such a long repeat, maybe just do like a shorter repeat in there. I'm not sure. We'll see. This is taking me a while, not because it's a lot of knitting. I made myself go ahead and weave in all the ends because there's so many. I mean, look at all this. I mean, so for each color, you would essentially have two ends to weave in. So, and that did take me a while. Otherwise, I thought I would never do it. Like, I mean, these have not been woven in, and it's been done for several weeks now. So I just move along. Anyway, so I've gone ahead and done all of my end weaving so far. And yeah, I'm using my cute little bee stitch marker there. So I'm going to show it to you this way, I guess. Hopefully that is, holy smokes. Okay. My little bumblebee stitch marker. I had it when it was spaced out. I had like the honeycombs on there, but then I had to switch them all out so I knew which one was the beginning of round marker. But the pattern is very well written up, and there's been a couple changes as we've been testing. But yeah, I would do this again. I mean, just the yoke is so much fun, and yeah, very potato chippy, where you just want to see how the next color progression is going to go. So those have been the projects that I've been working on quite a bit. The next thing was about the plans for the rest of the year. I mean, it's like December 27th, so it's not like there's that much of the year left. But for the rest of the winter months, I thought I would do a couple things. All of my big projects for winter wears have kind of gone out the window. I don't have time. I just feel like I don't have time to get enough wear out of them this year. I still want to do a cardigan, so I wrote down a couple ideas that I had of things that I wanted to go and then go do them by category. So first I'd like to do a couple of hats, and I might voice this over. I'm not really sure how this will be, but we'll get there. But the first one I wanted to do was the beeswax hat by Amy Van Laar. Hope I'm saying that right. So I love bees. We have bees. I love how complex the honeycomb structure is, how intricate they do it, and the amount of work that it takes to get that done for the bees. So anything that has that kind of honeycomb design is fascinating to me. So this hat does that. The only thing I'm worried about is that in the pattern, it looks like it's a shorter hat. I like ones that kind of fit closer to your head. I'm not really a huge fan of like the really pointy ones in the back. So, but not quite like a beanie style either, just somewhere in between. But I do like them to fully cover my ears, almost going like below. So I thought about just adding a couple of extra rows, or a couple inches of a couple inches of ribbing to the bottom of the hat to make sure it covers my ears. And it would give me options on how I'd like to wear it. And they also have a matching cowl, so I thought that would be super cute. I like her in the example. It shows it in a yellow. I'm not really a yellow person, and I feel like I have a lot of gray, so I'm not really sure what color choice to use. I really like that rusty red color that's really popular now. I don't know how much I would wear it, so maybe you might have to make two. Um, the other one is I'd like to make a, yes, Mason? What? Okay. Voiceover it is.